Hi everyone. Today we're here at our pond near our entrance door, and what we want to do today is to unpack and install a filter pump. And I'm really excited about that because we have never used that in the past, and it's time to try this one out. Now, in this pond or pool, whatever you want to call it, we do not have any plants. That was never the plan. And also we do not have any fish in there. The depth of this pond is about a foot or 30 centimeters, and we have it filled with water, as you can see, pretty much all the way up to the top in summer, so during the warmer months of the year. In winter, because it freezes, we have to empty it because in case the water would freeze, it would actually damage the concrete of the stepping stones. So we empty it during the winter. Now, the difficulty of keeping up that water during the summer months is whenever it gets hot, and sometimes we get heat waves where it can be up to 40 degrees centigrade or about 104 degrees Fahrenheit at times. And this is when the water really starts to turn greenish because there are algae in the water. And we do not have a filter system installed in the water. We, in the past years, used to work with a little bit of chlorine that we put in and a little bit of anti-algae substance that we put in. This, however, is not an ideal solution because it adds up having to buy that stuff, and also it's not good for the environment. And we do not really like using these synthetic substances in our garden anyway. So this is why we decided now to get a filter pump. And this is what we're going to be unpacking and installing today. So here is our pump. I ordered this online and it arrived a few days ago. And I'm now gonna unpack it. So this is a smaller size pump I took for ponds of the size of up to 5,000 liters, which this one is. So they should fit just fine. Go. And this is how it looks. So you have this filter box here and a little pump that pumps the water then into this filter box and from the filter box back into the pond. So let's open this and see how that looks. Let's see what we have here. This is the little pump, looks like, with the hose and with the power cord. So I'll put that to the side for now. And then, stand up for this, I think, to get the filter box out. It comes. Okay, good. And this is the filter box. So you see, this is not really too big. And what's inside, there should be now sponges inside. Let's have a look. This is how you open it. What do we have here? Then we have a power cord for this. I think this is a UVC light which disinfects the water, and I think this is why there's a power cord. And then you have, looks like a pressure, temperature this is, okay. And then I'm trying to work out how to open this. Okay, cannot work that out at the moment. Here we go. That's it. And now you can see. Right. These are the filter sponges. So as far as I read about this filter system, what happens is the water from the pond goes through these sponges, and over time bacteria will build or grow in these sponges, which more or less naturally filter the water. So this is what's supposed to happen. And they need exchanging once in a while. I guess it depends on how much you run it. We'll see that. And this is basically all that's in there. So there's no other additional substance in there or anything else. It's just really those two sponges and this UV light. areas. Okay, so that's the box, and the rest you see is just a plastic box and with these sponges. The reason I ordered this from this company is because they have also the same systems but for way larger ponds, and I thought in case we want to install one of those for our big wildlife ponds, that's about 20,000 liters, we could buy it from the same company. In that case though, you would not have one small box, you have bigger boxes, and even up to 2 or 3 in a row, because you need so much more space to run all this water through. So, but that's this one, this small one, hopefully. So this should be exactly enough for 5,000 liters of water. And let's now unpack the rest. Oh, no, let's do the pump first. I'll show you that first. And then turn it on and see what happens. This is the pump. And that's also one reason why I chose this, because it's relatively flat. So it's definitely submerged in that shallow water we have here. And this pump, so we need to connect that hose to this pump here, and then this hose connects to, I think it's this one here, I'm not sure, we'll find out, I need to check in the description. And then on the other side, the water runs back out. It may be the other way around, we'll see. And the only thing that is not included, and it was described like that, is in case you wanted a hose from the outlet of this box back into the water. So that's not included. It's just a hose from this pump to this filter system. And now here we have those few parts that connect that hose with the pump and this box here. And this is what we're going to do next. Okay, Adam and I checked the description and we worked it out how it works, so it doesn't take too long on camera. Right, we have the pump here. And there's this piece that already comes with this thread here, and this goes onto the pump bit. So we just screw that in. Here we go. And then the hose connects to here, and we do have a collar. So the only additional thing you need is just a flat head screwdriver. And we put that on first and connect the hose. Bit difficult to get on. And I may need Adam's help for this. So now Adam is just tightening the collar. That's so that the hose cannot slip off this plastic part anymore once the water is running through. So this is now the setup and the hose connected to the pump. One more point why we chose this system here, or this kind of product, is that because on this pump the hose goes off to the side, so it means your entire setup is relatively shallow, which fits fine for this pump we have here. There are also other products or versions where you have this size pump, but the hose will come out vertically like this. And we didn't want that for this pond because it would stick out of the water. If you have a deeper pond, of course, that may be actually better or easier to have a system where the hose comes out here. For our application here, this is perfectly fine. Now, let's go back to the filter box. And here, we worked it all out. So the water, of course, goes in here. So from the pump, that hose will connect to here, because this is where this UVC light is sitting. And I will just show you. This is how you open it. And this is how it looks. It's basically like a light bulb, and this is UVC light, and this disinfects the water. Now, as I understand, you have to exchange this bulb once in a while, and also, as I understand, you do not have to use this. You see it has a separate power cord here, so it also is supposed to work without that, but of course the function will be better if it is used as well. So now I have, right, this is now it's back together. And so the water comes in from the pump through here, goes past this UVC light, and then into this filter system, and it comes out here again. And the bottom one, I think, is just to empty it out completely. So this is why it has a screw-on lid, and this is just, I think, when you're cleaning it, so you can just empty the water. Now let's do this one here. So we have, for this one here, we have, again, a similar part as we had for the pump, where you put the hose on. And then you have this thread and also an O-ring. And so this one just goes through the thread. The O-ring goes in there, like so, so that's just pushed down. And then this one just screws onto this one here. And here you have, typically on these pieces, you have different sizes because you can choose to connect different hose thicknesses. Now here we're not changing it because that's the hose that comes with it. I will just straighten that out first. Okay, and then try again to put that on there. Yeah, this side is easier. Ah, I forgot. Ha. The collar, of course, that goes on first, and then so this side of the hose slips on a bit easier. And Adam is filming our little frog friend. Despite the stuff we put in this pond sometimes, we do have every year at least one of those little frogs living in there. They do not mind the anti-algae and chlorine, and they're very happy in this water. Usually there are two actually. This year is only one so far, and they make a funny kind of sound normally. It's not like a typical frog sound. It's like a different sound. Maybe we can catch it on camera. Okay, here we go. That's your setup.
Cool.
Good, and then the lid goes on, like so, and we are ready to put it in place. So for now, in order to test it and also to show you how it runs, we will just put it there on the side of this pump, on this edge, and the water can just run out here. The pump is gonna go somewhere back down there, as far away as possible, so it pumps the water through. And for later on, when we put it in a permanent position, the plan is to actually hide it in the bamboo over there. But at the moment we do not have an outside socket here installed. That's because we do not have our final fence yet in the background, just this temporary one, and we have a power outlet actually right there, but there's nothing connected to it yet. So this is still a while out to have it permanently installed. So for now it will just be here, and we'll put it in the water now and plug it in and start it up. We ran just a temporary cable to here so we can plug the pump in. We will not be using this UVC light because it has a separate power cord, and we only have one cable that runs to here for now. So it will just be the filter pump, and I'm placing the filter pump now as far away as I can. And I'll put that just down here in the water. Submerge it, that's it. Make sure the power socket doesn't get wet. And run the cable back to the outlet here. And we're ready to plug it in. Okay, it's pumping, I can hear it. So now the box is filling up with water first, and it should be coming out any second, I hope. Okay, still filling up. Not sure if you can hear that blub blub sound on camera. So this little temperature gauge here shows 20 degrees water temperature. That sounds about right. Ah, here we go. Huh? So if you leave that without a hose, like we have it now, you get the sound of falling water as well, which is quite nice. Also, you see it adds oxygen actually to the pond, you see, to have water fall in. Oh, that's fantastic. How nice is that? So this is our setup for now. And what we will do for now, we will stop filming for today, and we will run this system now for a few days, and then finish the video, come back to it in a few days time and see how the water looks. So let's have a last look how it is now. It's not 100% clear, there's algae on the stones. And I'll show you again actually, picking out one stone. And you see green And when I clean it off, you see this is how it's supposed to look. So we will see what's gonna happen. Also, we will see if our frog friend still over there will call his other friends or not, because the water quality will be better. And then we'll see you back in a few days for an update. This is the first update. This is day 3 of running the filter. And before we continue, let me just turn it off so it's not too loud in the background. Right. So looking at the water as such is really crystal clear. So we're very pleased with that result so far. What has not happened and what we didn't expect is that the algae that is already settled on the stones is coming up. And so this is why what we're going to be doing today is to brush all the stones to get the algae up into the water so that this system can filter it. I have this heavy duty broom with plastic brushes, and I will just brush along the stones at the bottom, and then this will bring up all the algae. We did this in the past and the water will turn completely green, and our hope is that this filter system just filters it all through and the algae disappears completely. In the past years, we actually got often to the point where we had to exchange the water completely because we couldn't get it clean anymore. So we had to do this, I think in some seasons, depending on temperature, up to twice. We fill this from our own well, so it's not really from the mains water, but still it's it's kind of a waste because you empty it again and you fill it again and maybe do it even another time. So this is why we're really pleased so far about this filter system. Now I'll just start here and I'll work my way along, and you can see the algae that is coming up. This is how it looks after brooming. You see very green and murky, not really very nice. So what we will do now, I'll put the pump back in place. So as far away as possible. So that one is here. Can't even see it anymore. Put it there. And turn the filter back on. And the next update we'll do in a day or two and see what happens. Here we go. It is now a week later, and we have been running the pump every day for several hours. It has definitely helped with the water to make it clear again. It has not helped so much with the algae on the stone. So what we think what happened is that some of the algae just settled back down again. And you can see on the stones here that they are certainly cleaner, especially around here where the pump was sitting. But there's still, on the other stones, you see how much algae there is still on there. So it was probably the stage the water was at was probably a little bit too far in regards to how many algae are in there. And this is why we decided to just start over. So we drained the pond. We're now going to be washing it with a jet washer, so everything is completely clean. Then we will refill it and start the system again. now we have cleaned out the entire pond and all the stones and drained everything, and we're almost done filling with fresh water. You see how nice it looks now, and this is now a way better starting point, especially in summer when it's hot, for this filter system. So what I will do now is I will put this pump back in where it was. I was about here, and turn the filter system back on. And this brings me to the end of the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye. Here we go.